I'm hoping this thing happens because I may have to change LIS conference date. I did it. It's May 29th though, and I'm hoping this thing will be resolved by April.
Mike's up. Studio is live. Mike's up.
No.
Good morning, Lagos. Thank you very much for staying tuned here on Smooth 98.1. It's time for Locker Room 981. Yes, it is.
It's time for the Corona update. Coronavirus update.
I like how you are laughing at
It's funny or not funny, but because I'm laughing because Tega is so right. The news we're about to bring to you is what the effect of it on the sporting world, and your guess is as good as mine. By the way, I'm my recipe.
Oh, I'm Valentine. Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good
So
morning, Topa.
we have. Oh, I was going to do the introduction. We have our sporting crew here. Let me give you a Corona introduction. Tega Supreme. Let's go.
The COVID introduction.
No, the
Is that
I
COVID.
want none of that.
No flamboyant.
No flamb. Yeah,
the
just
social
cut to the chase.
distancing.
Yes.
All right, Lagos. You know what to do if you'd like to engage with us. Please go onto YouTube. Recommended viewing right there. You can go onto YouTube. Tega is giving you a wave. All you need to do is to go onto our YouTube channel, subscribe to Smooth 981 FM Lagos, and enjoy the show. Also on Twitter, we're at Smooth 981 FM. Use the hashtag Locker Room 981.
On WhatsApp, we're at 0809 444 That is our WhatsApp number. 0809 444
All right, let's dig in. Nigerian Football Federation, late Wednesday in Abuja, announced the cessation of all forms of football activities in the country for the next 4 weeks. I think on today's show, we're going to learn the different ways that bans can be produced: cessation, restrictions, different things. Yeah, shutdown. Ademola Olajire, the NFF Director of Communications, in a statement said the shutdown was as a result of the global coronavirus pandemic. He said that it affected all on-field activities involving the various national teams, the Nigeria Professional Football League, the other leagues, youth football programs, and even street football. He quoted the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick, as saying, the cessation will be for 4 weeks, after which the situation will be reviewed in line with events and trends worldwide.
He must have been, yeah, well, in line with the events and trend worldwide, is why we are suspending the league. But that street football must have been a joke, because I can guarantee him that all this stay at home, it will result in street football.
Exactly.
I was wondering
How do you want to ban it if you be in your house under quarantine?
Go to the streets and tell them not to.
Except you have cops around arresting people, because that's the only way you can.
What
enforce that.
what did you just say?
How do you
Cops
spell
in
cops?
Nigeria.
No cops in Nigeria, my
We have
dad.
police in Nigeria, and the police will be busy. So if you enter you can't. The police will not enter my estate and stop people from kicking ball on the street or in the street. So that they can make happen. But what they can do is at least the professional leagues shut down for now. They couldn't play qualifiers anyway, because most of the players are abroad, and because of the COVID-19, the players couldn't. It didn't make sense for the players to come back for any qualifier. So CAF has suspended that. The league is suspended for preventive measures. And let's see how it matters unraveling 4 weeks. But yeah, apart from street football in your house.
But would you, although let's be responsible. I know because people are listening to us and we do have some sort of influence. Should we be discouraging strongly street football?
Yes.
Of course.
You can discourage strongly street football, but neighbors will come out.
No, but seriously, it's not safe.
Except you want
It's
to
not
play.
saying that we should actually let people know that they shouldn't. And as much I know we can't control it, but I just want us to pass on a strong message that we all have a role to play. Amaju Pinnick shouldn't have to come out to tell us not to do certain things. And we are all our neighbors' keepers. So if you see someone doing it, someone sent a message earlier on that there's a church beside me where they're doing choir practice in preparation for Sunday. Please, where can I report to them? And, as funny as it sounds, it's all of us we are all whistleblowers. All of us being responsible. You know how in those days where in the community, someone would come and say, where have you read your book? Go back to your home. It's hard, it's difficult, but these are sacrifices we have to make in the interim for
Okay.
us to
There's a
continue.
number to report.
All I will tell you.
112.
Okay.
It's emergency response number. Call
Okay.
them and tell them that maybe the church or street football is going on or something.
I will tell you not to play in the street. Me, I know that in my house we are playing football in our parlor. As I speak to you, my nephews are around. There's no way we are not playing football in our parlor.
Yeah, exactly. So please follow Tega's advice. If you
Take
have
away
a
your
space-
Leave it
TV.
in your living room.
That's
Take away
all.
your
Yes,
TV.
that's all. You need to take away your TV and just kick around. But
It's difficult, but
it's difficult.
these
But
are
because you have to,
sacrifices you have make.
so because in China they're already talking about mental health, because they've been quarantined for 8 weeks. So now the crisis is mental health, especially for those that don't have other family members.
Yeah.
So I know you can do the stay at home challenge now. That
And
10 touch
juggle
challenge.
tissue.
Yes, and
We
look
have
for
to
something that is
think
not
of-
scarce.
uh,
Juggle.
Tega, you are talking to people or you're referring from people with stable power supply, internet supply,
start with.
internet availability.
Do you need internet to play ball?
No, I mean in terms of stay at home
know.
challenge.
Okay, but wait.
But
How,
you don't need
how
to.
many people? Who do you know right now that does not have 1 minute of data to post video?
You're talking about Lagos. Go and talk about
Which Lagos? I'm not even talking about Lagos. I'm talking about this village. Haven't you seen people put their farm on social media?
You know, we think that social media is not the real reflection of Nigeria.
But they will do their 1 minute 10 touch challenge.
Please do your 1 minute 10 touch challenge.
Anything to keep yourself busy.
Yes.
Because mental health is important
It
too.
is
Yeah.
very.
Very important. Thank you for stating that. Let's go to Tokyo, which apparently, for some reason that is baffling the world, Japan is handling coronavirus better than the rest of the world.
True.
According to the story now, it's too early to decide whether to cancel the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, but, quote, nobody's saying we're going to the games, come what may, says the World Athletics chief, Lord Ko. Now, the International Olympics Committee has said that the games could still begin on the 24th of July, despite the coronavirus pandemic. Ko said, quote, let's not make any predictions and a precipitous decision when we do not have
Englishman.
when we do not have 4 months out. If you had to seize that date or to ease that date, you would have to ease it. Anything is possible, end quote. Ko was the chair of the London 2012 organizing committee. He also said that events are changing by the hour, but it's not a decision that has to be made at the moment. They're trying to manage the situation with the information we have, but there is not a great deal of information at this time.
They're just being optimistic, actually, because there's nothing wrong with actually postponing the Olympics by a year, the way we've seen some other tournaments being postponed by a year. But rather than rush the decision making, they want to chill and see how it plays out, whether COVID-19 will go away before then, so that they won't go and announce the postponement and then regret announcing the postponement. So they are just trying to be optimistic for now and say we will still see it hold. However, if coronavirus does not leave as early as they think, it's going to be inevitable the postponement of the Olympics.
Yeah, but I don't know why people keep rushing them. July is still far. Most people have moved. Okay, let me put it this way. The reason why UEFA moved Euro 2020 to 2021 was because UEFA has leagues and championships in 2020 that they have to run. That will build into the. So if they didn't need that, if they didn't have that, they would have left Euro 20. If all they had was Euro 2020, they would have done Euro 2020 maybe in November, because then they didn't have to put any other thing into what would I to put into consideration. Now, the Olympics have only the Olympics, and they've placed it in July or August, end of July, early August. What most people are doing is it's anticipating that leagues will open end of April, maybe beginning of May.
And all qualifiers done for the Olympics yet?
Yeah, well, they still have time between May and July to qualify. It's my point. There's so many. There's still time. They don't have to rush to move it. And so there are tournaments that you need to have participated in to qualify for some things, but they can have a qualifying tournament. as opposed to having multiple events.
Yeah.
Just have one qualifying tournament. So there's too many options that the IOC are considering that makes them think that they have time on their hands. So stop calling them irresponsible. Stop calling them names. They have, unlike other people, they have time. Let them use their time. If by July nothing, or if in June nothing is settled, they will postpone the Olympics. But until then, while there's still time and there's still hope that this thing by May it would have been under control, let them take their sweet
Let
time.
them take their sweet time. All right. Let's see if they will take their sweet time. But before then, let's look at what's happening with Formula One. We've talked about football a lot. Let's even see what the racing world is doing with regards to this virus. Formula One bosses have agreed to delay the planned 2021 rules until 2022 and to work to squeeze as many races into this season as possible. The decision stemmed from a meeting yesterday involving all the team bosses. That includes Formula One chairman Chase Carey and managing director Ross Brawn and Jean Todt, who is the president of governing body the FIA. The key decisions of the meeting were as follows. Race weekends could be reduced from 3 days to 2 days, in which case a working group would be set up to decide the exact format. The 2021 regulations will be deferred until 2022. Under the current rules, which now will run into 2021, aspects of the car's designs will be frozen, while some will remain free for development. Details will be resolved following talks.
Yes, okay. So, like everything else, Formula One has had to regulate their own season. So 21 races have now been cut down because all the Monaco Grand Prix, you know that the Prince of Monaco has coronavirus. So the Monaco Grand Prix cancelled. Um, every Grand Prix till May so far has been cancelled. So
That voice, use it again.
so, cancelled. So what it is well, according to the rules, again, F1 seems to have so many rules for extreme situations that some other people don't have. So according to the F1 rules, if you have to have a minimum of 8 races for it to be considered a world championship. I don't know why they put that rule in place, but they put, I don't know what incident caused them to put that rule in place, but somehow it has been in place, and all of a sudden there's reason to use it. So if they have up to 8 Grand Prix in the season, you can declare winner. English Premier League, take note.
But this is a peculiar year, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
allowed to
No,
bend rules.
But F1 already had this rule before this peculiar year,
Place, yeah.
meaning that there something may have happened or there's a foresight. I can't remember what incident. I know the incident that led to them saying if 70% of the race had been run, then whoever is leading can be declared winner. I know why that rule came into play, but I still don't know why this particular rule, 8 races and it's okay. So, but they seem to have the right rules for this kind of
Even those 8
For-
races,
yeah.
they may be able to actually
for such a
yeah.
time as this. I think they can, if they had a 21 race calendar window, so 8 races is pretty much doable. So they can do that. So if with 8 races they are enough to declare world champion. But what it is the rules that they need to freeze, and the reason why they did that is that there are not enough races, and because there are not enough races, there will not be enough income for all those upgrades and changes they need to make. So why don't we wait to have a complete season where we have our regular revenue, and that way we can now ask teams to make that kind of investment. So it makes sense.
All right, Biggie from K2 on WhatsApp says, Tega, how's life without football?
Fine, very fine. Z World and Telemundo.
Not too fine for me.
So imagine Manchester United, Chelsea are using their social media accounts to ask prehistoric questions like, who was the first person to kick a ball? How many players are we going to sign in the future? When is this going to stop? I've not heard any case of coronavirus in Jamaica. Tega and Ayo, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
No,
we're
we are
not
children
thinking.
of God. We don't know what you're
Exactly.
thinking.
Okay.
And then Ridwan says, no watching football, no good internet connection, epileptic power supply, and now no street football. Street boys' only moment of sporting joy is now being taken away. I will not say a word.
And Tunji says, thank you, Tega. You understand this thing very well. People are postponing to July and we're praising them, and yet calling out the international, the IOCs for holding on to July. All right. Let's move on now. The suspension of the professional tennis tours because of coronavirus has been extended to 7th of June, ruling out the entire clay court season.
I'll take that when we come back from this break. Tega, hold that thought. We need to look at all the aspects of sports and see how COVID-19 is impacting on our sporting leisure. All right, Lagos. This is
Locker Room 91. Stay with us.
You converted my show to Lagos Talks. Hold me, somebody.
No,
So nobody's going to hold
week.
me. I should go and fight and get beaten. Is this how he's going to be tipsy?
That was
Val, you want me to go let them beat me? Say you should hold me. You want me to go let them beat me?
Let's go. Social distancing.
please don't go.
It's fine.
Don't confirm it. So people are also just lamenting about.
They need their street football. You don't understand what's happening. These boys have planned
My
that this break.
husband's football, five-a-side football.
Yeah.
I've sent a message, no football playing. So he now said when he couldn't watch football, he said playing. Like, okay, I'll let them play now. They've taken that away.
He should play in his house. Like I said, right now, as I sit before you, I can see the La Liga ball hitting against the wall. I had to go kick it 2 times. Why did I kick it 1 time? Who said, oh, yeah, kick your own? I can tell. We're going to play football in my house.
I can't count number of times that I was flogged, rain, or playing ball in the parlor.
And that's what we do now.
Breaking things.
We don't even let them go downstairs because those boys can be rough, and the compound is paved. So when they fall, it's not like, when we were younger, we used to fall on grass. Now they're falling on cement, so it scrapes their skin. So you just move the TV.
There's not only TV that can break in the parlor.
Oh, in our house we don't have those many breakings.
Chop beating well.
So we move. So these days, what you really have is TV on the wall.
All those frames, all those picture frames.
You see those houses that people put their picture frames in. We not get because we are plenty. My mother raised 11 children, and those children are born at least 3. There's no space. Everybody keep your picture in your house. So we have the only pictures we have are the old ones that were on the wall, very high up. The ball doesn't get up. So our table is literally bare, and then everything else is inside the shelves. I'll move the side stools. There's a big space in the middle, and everybody just starts kicking.
Certainly not that La Liga ball that you're talking about.
Eh?
Certainly not the La Liga ball that you're talking
It's the
about.
La Liga ball.
Are you serious?
That's the only ball we have in our house. The La Liga ball.
Okay, guys, we're coming on soon. So you can tell us about tennis. I'm sure you bring us back. Okay. Please don't stop the music. Mic's up. Studio is live.
Who else is excited that the weekend is upon us?
I
Raise your
am.
hand, say aye.
Aye.
Some people are going to have a long stretch of weekend. Though. So, like someone was saying that, a friend of mine was saying, "Oh, I'm happy that the weekend is finally here." And one of our friends abroad said, "Well, we have when you're forced to have the weekend, it's not actually as appealing as it is anymore." You're welcome to the Locker Room 981 here on Smooth 98.1. I'm Ayo.
And my name is Valentine. And we have Tega Supreme.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Topeko.
Yes, sir.
As we were saying, before I was really interrupted before the break.
Yeah.
I'm joking. The suspension of the professional tennis tours because of coronavirus, of course, has been extended to the 7th of June, ruling out the entire clay court season. The extension covers joint tournaments in Madrid and Rome, plus women's events in Strasbourg and Rabat, and men's events in Munich, Estoril, Geneva, and Lyon. All men's and women's rankings have been frozen in time.
Yes.
The time passes.
Until further notice, so Roger Federer will not really lose all those points that they thought he was going to lose when he announced that he was injured. That's the beauty of this thing. Everybody will come back healthy.
And guess what? The universe works in your favor.
More compensation. Oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait. Corona, it's high time you stop visiting. But what it is yes. So far, apart from Roland Garros that has moved their event, the clay court season seems cancelled. And to show you the severity of the issue, WTA and ATP came together to work as a joint group. Usually, ATP will talk about the tournament and then WTA would make a decision that's favorable to them. But as it is, they have to work together because they have some tournaments that they host together, and they had to cancel. So yes, clay court season is pretty much gone. Apart from Roland Garros has been moved, US Open is thinking of moving because now they're saying that if they are just 1 week, they want to, number one, if they're just 1 week before the French Open, it's a bit tricky. And number two, they still prefer to be the third Grand Prix. Sorry, Grand
reason.
Slam. I don't know why. I don't know what special whatever it holds. Or sorry, the final Grand Slam. I don't know what special thing it holds to be the final Grand Slam. But they're still thinking about it and they're still working on it. If there's time in the calendar, then they would move. But yes, everything is being affected. The good news, however, like I said, is that Roger Federer will not lose so many points. So he'll come back, take his ranking. He will not drop that far as seventh or ninth, which is what was being projected at the time. And he'll be healthy enough. Everybody will be healthy and everybody will be in competition and ready to play. For me, that's the beauty of it. So nobody can say, oh, it's because this person was struggling with an injury. You have 2 months or 3 months to heal. And give me your best tennis when you come back.
I have a question. How about clubs like Arsenal? Because I care for their team supporters.
And they'll come
I
back
genuinely do care.
healthy.
So is there a chance that this characters can actually save their ninth role and just probably step them up a little?
Absolutely.
It's
Good answer.
possible, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually.
Because everybody will come back in different form. Everybody will come back with from a different place, and you're starting from a clean slate. So you may not win the league, but that your ambitions to get into top four are not too far now.
Well, we're competing with every other person's ambition.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. What if some people like Sheffield were lucky and their luck has run out?
All right.
Regardless, Arsenal.
Okay. Emeka from Aja has something to say to us this morning. Don't forget, send your message to 0809 444 oh, right. Okay. Emeka would address that later on. But Big T in Lagos says, Tega, I am bored stiff. How is life without football? You and I know you don't watch Telemundo, so stop playing. You're bored silly like me.
Oga, almost yours. My favorite Telemundo. You need to hook up this weekend, eh? You're bored alone.
Even we don't know that Tega does not sleep.
You know what this message sounds like? It sounds like those people that add you to WhatsApp groups without asking your permission.
Nice one.
They don't know. You put,
Then Shay says, I see how peaceful that for weeks Arsenal has not been battered. Valentine, see your program without the banter. It's boring, no. Tega, for your stay-at-home challenge in Niger, no light, no generator, no Wi-Fi, no party, no Owambe, children's noise, sun so hot, no monkey post football, the fan blowing hot. That challenge is a banter itself. All right, so English football suspension extended until at least 30th April. No.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Bad news.
All games in the UK are currently postponed. The Football Association has also agreed that the current season can be extended indefinitely. Under current rules, the season had been scheduled to end on 1st of June. A joint statement issued by the FA, Premier League, and the EFL expressed a commitment to finding ways of resuming the 2019-20 season and completing all domestic and European matches as soon as it is safe and possible to do so.
Yes, the much-awaited meeting was held yesterday via a video conference call. Of course, they couldn't come in person. Just a few executives were present. And the league that some of us were hoping would start April 4th has been postponed till the end of the month, which still is not feasible to quite a number of people. And there are so many angles to the league being, declared null and void, which can still actually happen this season. The last time it happened was during the World Wars. In fact, then I think it was only one league in the whole world that managed to be completed after over a year because it was suspended for like 4 years. There are going to be financial implications to this. Broadcasters, for example, are already calling out the Premier League that they are going to have to pay back over 700 million pounds.
Yeah.
You know, yes, 700 million
because
This
pounds
league
over
must become, yeah, they have to complete the league.
Yeah.
because they paid for the right already from the beginning of the season, and then if you don't give them the value for what they paid for, they are going to call you out by all standards. So we definitely hope that that April 30th will not pass. But by the way it's going right now, increased cases in the UK not seeming very feasible at all.
Wow,
Okay.
that's gonna hurt.
I have to read Chidoze's comment, please. Chidoze says Arsenal fans do not care about anything except 49 matches unbeaten. As long as Liverpool didn't touch that, Arsenal fans are fine.
Hey.
Guess what else, Thurston?
Can touch this.
Corona. The government is talking about social distancing, focusing on churches and religious institutions without looking at the business sector. How regulating this? Let's have this conversation in 30 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you. Luka Modric. Now, Real Madrid striker Luka Modric, or Luka
Jovic, yeah.
Jovic, I'm sorry. Luka Jovic has moved to explain his actions after allegedly breaking the coronavirus quarantine imposed by Serbian authorities during a trip to his homeland. Imagine. He said, he posted a statement on Instagram. He said, quote, having seen a situation throughout the world and in our country that is very difficult, like it has been for some time, I have to speak out and send support to everyone. Firstly, I'm very sorry to be the main talking point these days, and I'm sorry that I'm the one constantly being written about, and not those key protagonists who are fighting the crisis, who are the doctors and all those working in health, blah, blah, blah. In Madrid, my COVID-19 test was negative. Yeah, so I decided to travel to Serbia to help and support our people, as well as be close to my family, with the club's permission, of course. Upon arriving in Serbia, I was tested and it came out negative. I'm very sorry that some people haven't done their job professionally and haven't given me concrete instructions on how to behave in my isolation. Joking.
Thank you. Look, young man, don't let me say the things I want to say on air. That people did not act professionally to tell you how to behave. You came from Spain, where everybody is sitting in their houses, locked up. When everybody is locked up in their houses, you went to your country to go and play ball.
No, Tega, you need to understand.
Now look at it
something.
from
Because he's a VIP, right? You need to have some send a special delegate. You know how we set up committees to investigate.
So we should dumb it down for him
No, we
and tell him to don't go out.
should, yeah,
the excuse he actually gave was in Spain. Yes, they are on shutdown. Yes, it's highly contagious in Spain, unlike in Serbia. But in Spain, they still allow them go to pharmacies, go to certain places. Unlike in Serbia, there's a more stringent lockdown in Serbia than even Spain that is more contagious. And so he came to Serbia, his hometown, and went to celebrate his girlfriend's birthday on the
What
streets.
are you talking about?
Which is what they came after
He
him
came
for.
from Spain. Even that Spain that he came from, you cannot even go out like that to the pharmacy, if you can call the pharmacy.
Yeah, but that's the excuse he gave.
Which is it's not an excuse. That's
Okay,
the kind of
reason he gave.
that's not a reason. Because a reason requires reasoning. He is obviously not reasoning. What he should have just said was, "I'm sorry, I misbehaved." End of story.
So are you saying he has no sense?
Right now, because of this, yes, he has no sense on this issue. That's a senseless behavior to first of all, senseless action to take, then senseless statement to make.
How about people who came into Nigeria in the past week and they went straight to work?
You see, it's look.
Oh, it's the government that is saying
It's
that.
Still irresponsible.
It's irresponsible of them, and I will not make any excuses for them.
Yeah.
But the situation in Nigeria is not on lockdown like Europe is.
Yes, very true.
So he has no, he had no excuse. It's irresponsible of those people. They should have quarantined themselves for 14 days. But this guy has no excuse. He should
Why?
stand and face the wall
Close his eyes.
and close his eyes and carry up his hands while he's at it.
He says, when will football and sport be back? Hashtag bring back our sport. Please cancel the stay-at-home challenge. One man is here shouting that his wife's troubles are more than corona. that they should cancel the stay-at-home conference.
I
Wow.
I saw that. And Tega, if indeed you watch Telemundo, then WHO, National Geographic, Guinness World Records, etc. should study you. To be so grounded in sports and still have enough storage space in your medulla to still watch Martinez Lopez and Sabrina, you are truly great. I think you have a mate in watching. I don't know who Martina Lopez and Sabrina are.
No idea.
I've heard their names.
I've
So I'm
never.
better than all of you.
I don't even want to know.
Ayo from Majoris, that's your namesake. Ayo says, good morning, guys. As regards the Premier League and the broadcasters, doesn't this coronavirus issue come under force majeure?
No, what which for?
If you think about it.
I was
What
thinking about that too.
what are you talking about? Which turn?
Oh,
Well,
terms and conditions?
we are collecting our money
In full.
in full
It does.
with
I
force
think it should
measure.
come
It's
on,
not
I think
something.
it's
It's not.
unfair.
Wasn't
Is it
Where's
a
the
natural
proof that it's
disaster?
man-made?
Eh?
Where's the proof that it's
Where is the proof that it is not?
man-made? See, I like smart people, but having conversations and arguments with them sometimes can be frustrating. Please let's go.
All right, Lagos, we need to move on. Lagos, today is a Feel Good Friday, so you know what that means. At 9 o'clock, we bring you Feel Good conversation here on Lagos Talks 981. Before then, make sure you have some Feel Good conversation with Tega and Topper Cole offline or online, as the case is. Tega is at Tega Supreme, while you can find out the work she's doing at LIS International. That's women, ladies in sports. So work she does with women in sports. And of course, Tipsy Cool is at Tipsy Cool double O triple L. Triple O, double
Triple
L,
O, double L,
double L.
actually.
We'll get there in the end. All right, Lagos. Have a wonderful day. We'll be back in a few minutes for Lagos Talks 981.
You know how many times you keep trying.